everybody, as I'm here in the Crazy Pilgrim Santa's workshop. Yes, it's getting festive again, and of course, I am wearing the Block 9 jumper. So, evening everybody, hope you are well as we bring you our live lounge episode tonight. It's been a bit of a busy week. Anyway, tonight we have the four of us back together as usual. Carl, Andy and Gavin are in tonight. Carl, how are you doing? How's your week been?
Yeah, busy with work. Obviously, flu season's going to be picking up next week, so it's going to be chuckle block yet again. So I'm not looking forward to next week, but all part of being in the NHS, I suppose. Winter pressures is always difficult, but yeah, got a few days off now to chill out. So
yeah, good, deserved. Gavin, I think you said you've been pretty busy as well this week. Gavin's like, can I just go to bed? I really need to go to bed.
Yeah, I'm okay. Busy, but yes. Well, I'm just trying to get everything in by the 19th. You know what it's like. Never works, is it? Ever. So.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Carl's saying I sound a bit echoey, but I don't.
No, I said that.
See, it sorts itself out. I'm just too tired to try and work it out tonight. But yeah, Andy, how's your week been, my friend?
Good evening. Yeah, very good, mate, so far. It's near the end of it. I can't believe it's already the end of it. But that win during midweek was a big boost, wasn't it? But
it definitely helped. It definitely helped. So, on that note, so yes, evening, folks. Thank you all for joining us tonight. We got a few of you in already. GT says, evening all. Paul, evening all. And Stephen Cooper earlier said, evening, chaps. Come on, you Greens. So, well, what have we got for you tonight then? Of course, it's the Wycombe post-match analysis from Tuesday night. We got the presser snippets to digest. Carl's watched the presser, so we'll get some more insights there. And of course, it's Rotherham on Saturday. Can Argyle turn it around at home park and get a much needed win? Back-to-back wins would be brilliant at this moment in time. So the Wycombe game, well, you know, we're all worried about Tolly being absent with those 3 games ban. He is going to miss Rotherham. That will be his last of it. But we had nothing to worry about when Aseni did this, do we? Care of Harvey England. Wow. I mean, it was the only real chance in that game. I know Mitchell had a header that went straight to the keeper. That wasn't much. And other than that, that was about it. But do you know what? Under all that pressure, he wants to go out there and deliver. I felt he's been brilliant for what he's been able to try and do in these last 2 games. And to force the mistake, get the ball past the keeper and tuck it in at an acute angle is just everything you want. So, fair play to Aseni. It's great. It's going to boost his confidence, and that's always good. But the game, it wasn't brilliant overall. Both sides really poor. I'll share some of the FOTMob stats in a minute. The pass completion rate or accuracy rates were really low for both teams. But I think what's really promising is Argyle's back line was regimented again, just organised, disciplined, and it was hard for them to get through. And to be fair, the guys in front of them as well did a great job of nullifying the threat. They were trying to find gaps down the left to Bell, down the right to Oni, and they just couldn't get anything. They had a couple of chances throughout the game though. And I think one that sort of fizzed across a 6-yard box and somehow their player managed to dive over it instead of get his foot on the end. But we'll take that. We will certainly take that. It's progress. Gavin, I know you watched the game as well as I did. Carl, I think you were working, so you didn't get to see it. And Andy probably listened to it. So, yeah, just give us your thoughts on the Wycombe game, please, Gav.
Very resolute, I thought, actually. Really, I thought Wirral and Boateng together in midfield really stopped them from dominating the centre of the park, which is what's been our problem of recent times. Boateng drove the ball at the pitch pretty well with Dale as well. I thought they both had a pretty good game. Ironically, I've now dropped Wirral in my team for Saturday, but it is what it is. You live by the sword. I thought Connor Hazard had a pretty good game. I saw a lot of people slagging him off for punching the ball in his box too often. If he tries to catch it, slips through, drops down to their striker and they've been at the back of the net, they're all going to go, why don't you fucking punch it? So I thought actually that was correct decision making. his distribution wasn't as bad as it has been for some time either as well. I thought he found his long-range passing a lot better than he has previously. Galloway, I thought, had a really good game at left back. They had very good right winger, and I thought Edwards had a very good game. I thought their left winger was probably their best player as well, and I thought he kept him in his pocket for most of the game. Mitchell seemed to stick his head on everything that came near him. And I thought Plaguey was Plaguey. I thought he read the game really well, and so the back four were outstanding. Centre midfield was pretty robust and were combative and stopped everything. Dale did pretty well on one side. I thought Saranello probably had a quieter game than usual, and Aseni was relentless. One thing I thought about at the time as he scored, I remember saying last Thursday, the difference between Aseni and Talai is Talai's got that mentality where I'm getting there no matter what happens. It's my ball, right? And he runs through brick walls. In order for Aseni to take that goal, he had exactly that mindset, which I think has been missing, that sort of killer instinct and that relentlessness. I thought he took his goal really well. It was a really difficult chance on his wrong foot with a narrow angle, and we did what we needed to. It wasn't pretty. Never is. Good evening, Harvey. It wasn't pretty. It never is. But to hear the squeals, that's the only probably word to describe it, of Harvey shouting from his camera angle as the ball went in was a joy to behold. Those boys who have fought long and hard up and down the country deserve that night, and fair play to them.
Yeah, I think for me it was quite funny. I've sent you the link if you did want to come in, but don't worry if not. It was a first half where we started on the front foot for the first few minutes quite well, and I think we forced a corner, if I can recall, early on, and the odd set piece. He's awake, Carl's saying in the chat. And then Wycombe seemed to sort of take a bit more control of the game, but it was evident to a degree against Bradford as well, Gavin, wasn't it? In that, we are staying more organised, we're staying in a shape, so we are making sure that we close players down and everybody's backing each other up, and it's just caused Bradford and it caused Wycombe problems to try and find that outlet. And yeah, Bell was probably their best player down that left-hand side. Oni was quite sort of disrupted on that right, and I thought Galloway might struggle a little bit, but he managed to sort of deal with him fair and square. So it was good to see that. You've got to build that foundation, haven't you? Get that defence mindset working and in place, and then build. I mean, because we just got to stop leaking those goals. And it's great talking about the clean sheets, but obviously we've got to then make sure we pick up these wins. So it is good to get another clean sheet away and then pick up the points. So I know Seni, for me, I just felt he is more physical than I think people are also giving him credit for. He's winning the ball, holding players off. He had hardly anything given to him Tuesday night, and I think he did really, really well for what he had. And let's not forget, Weiradu playing in midfield in a more favoured position, hit the brilliant ball through to him to allow for the goal in the first place. So that's all good. Carl, how did you see it? I'm going to disagree a little bit with Gavin on Hazard, although I'll show it in a minute. He did get the stats, in fairness, on Mob, but there was one punch that was towards his chest, and it was just almost like that just felt a natural catch for me. But he didn't make a mistake, and he did well, so give him credit for that.
Yeah, obviously I've been at work, I didn't watch the game. I was trying to follow it as much as I could through X and through Sky. But yeah, looking at the highlights on Argyle TV, I kind of understand where Gav's coming from, but there was a couple of crosses which he should have made quite comfortably by catching them. I know he's a goalkeeper that likes to punch the ball at every opportunity, which is fair enough. But I thought there was a couple there he could have caught. But then at the same time, if he did do a Ashby Hammond and it went for his gloves, and like Gavin said, we would be all moaning that he didn't punch it. But there was a few there he probably could have done better with. But it's hard to diss much of his performance on Tuesday. It's a clean sheet. He seems to be settling down a little bit more now the last couple of games. So I think we should stick with him in goal for the time being. I think if he's starting to pick up points, getting clean sheets and changing goalie at the minute is probably not the best idea.
No.
I'm sure his confidence will get better game by game. He seems to be getting a little bit fitter as well. So, yeah, again, I would say another typical Derek Adams performance. I think since he's come in and helped Tom, we've seen, and obviously with the reintroduction of Pleggy being fit, we've seen a lot more better structure at the back. Seem to be conceding less goals. Obviously, the second half at home to Northampton wasn't great. I think that was just a snowball effect of poor errors. But apart from that game in isolation, or that half in isolation, we've been a lot stronger. Obviously, lacking attacking threat with Tulai being out. Arseni's come in and done a job. I've always liked Arseni. I think when he's been given the opportunity, he's come across as, holding the line quite well. Shows pace, shows promise. Never stops running. That goal on Tuesday was a goal that, like, Mumba would have scored a couple of years ago. Like, hunting down the keeper, taking it around the keeper and slotting it in. That's a goal Mumba should be playing or doing. But yeah, I think when Tole gets back fit, I think having them two as a combination, I think going forward could be quite dangerous if we stick with them two. And yeah, just a solid away performance. Again, another 3 points on the road, which is remarkable considering our away form the last few years, and the home form now is suffering. But looking ahead to Saturday, hopefully we can look at getting back-to-back wins, and now we've got some injured players back, a bit of momentum. Hopefully things can turn at home.
Yeah, no, and I think it's important to remember as well, we had no rules. Mumba was dropped to the bench. Galloway and Wiredu got a start. So there was a couple of changes there. We'll pick up on the rules thing because I still don't know, even from the clips that I took from the press conference, what the situation is with him. But there is some hints of Benarouz being available again. Watts is possibly going to make a game potentially on the bench soon. So there's some exciting returns there. Pleggy, Andy, come to you now. Pleggy, had another solid game at back four. I mean, Mitchell, I think, got man of the match, is it? I think overall, but it was just, it wasn't pretty at times. And I remember even with Sky dropping, it must have been a good 15, 20 minutes.
Oh. Yeah. As you were saying, Mike, it was no coincidence.
Why's that switched to that?
You see what I did there?
Me and Andy had the same problem when we did it live. They kept dropping us out, didn't it?
It did, yeah. I don't know what's going on with it tonight. Even in Ben Bennett. There's no coincidence. But when you bring Pleggy back into the side and you've got Mitchell in there centre with him as well, that you're going to start playing better. And defensively, we've been a lot better. I think even to the extent against Bradford, defensively we were a lot better, weren't we? So, having Pleggy in there, having accomplished defenders and who can actually defend and not panic is good for the team, and it's good for Hazard because he knows that his defence in front of him are going to do something. So, yeah.
The experience in the 11 is much, much different. Just look at the back four. Edwards, Galloway, Pleggy, and the only younger version is Mitchell. But even Mitchell's got 250-odd games in his belt. So it's a much, much more experienced back four. They talk much better. They organise much better. They seem to fill in each other's mistakes a lot easier. And they're all solid individuals who seem to know where to be, the right time, the right place, and they don't mess around with it either. It just, if it's in danger, it goes. So
I mean Mitchell's getting back to his best, isn't he? We saw that earlier in the season before the bereavement. He's getting back to his best with Pleggy in there, the experience. Joe Edwards on the right, fantastic.
The one person I feel sorry for actually is Matthias Ross, because I actually think he's our best defender.
Yeah,
he can't get in at the minute. I can kind of see why Mitchell's there at this level. I think once it dries out a bit and we can play a bit of better football and we get more domination with the ball, I think probably Mitchell for Ross would be the natural switch. But at the moment, in the wet, in December,
I think Mitchell suits away games more than Ross would. I think being at home, being the team that should be on the front foot with him carrying the ball out and his range of passing, I think.
Great.
And being able to have Wiredu in midfield as well to actually play the ball, forward for the goal. For instance,
I think there's two players there that will probably, if we're going back to a certain Mr. Was it Sturrock? Lucky had it. Yeah, it wasn't. It had just an away team and a home team. Yeah. I would play Wiredu and I'd play Mitchell in every away game as a spine because they're both very good at stopping the ball and stopping momentum. And then but they're not the best with the ball at their feet. So. For me, I thought it worked really well on Tuesday. If he picks the same side, which he probably will because they won, are we going to have 60% possession? I doubt it. going to be it'll be mirror on ball. We'll get 30% of the 35% possession and win 1-0, which I suppose where we are at the moment, we'll take that, won't we?
But we allowed Wycombe to play, didn't we? Sorry, Mike, go on.
No, go on.
We allowed Wycombe to have that possession, and I think in the first half, I was looking at the sort of the BBC website, and it was only saying Argyle no touches in the opposition box, and it was like Wycombe had all the play, but we still sort of managed to hold out there and get something from the game.
Yeah, it was just a case of controlling it, and I think, and frustrating them. I mean, it wasn't the greatest to watch. I mean, I'll bring up the stats in the game. Just going to read out some comments though. Stephen Cooper telling Gavin he needs to go and get his hair cut.
Cheers, Steve. Tomorrow, thanks.
I know a good barber, Gav.
Yeah,
Barbers
is where I go to.
The go to flashing blades, 60 seconds, or your money back, don't they?
Kevin at Muttley Barbers, give him a plug.
No, I get Wendy to sort my head out.
Right, okay. Moving on. I hope your wife's not in the background.
On that bombshell.
Yeah, exactly. Carl with the dad jokes. Anyway, we got Chris in. Get on Janners. Harvey obviously came in earlier saying evening, gents. He did say it wasn't a pretty performance. I've got his post-match clip I'll play in a minute, but a much-needed 3 points. Evening to you, Andy. Andy Prowse is in. Evening, everybody. Got a good feeling for Saturday. I have as well, especially after Rotherham lost. Was it 3-0 in the end?
Yeah.
Wasn't the best game last night, so they played a Wednesday night. They've got to travel down. That's a day rest or training loss. So surely to God, if we can't do it on Saturday, something's really wrong. What else have we got? Ben Bennett, Floor, and evening to you, Ben. Evening, guys. He says hopefully it's up from now on. Come on, you Greens.
Hopefully you'll be there on Saturday, Ben.
Yeah, because he was sat somewhere else, wasn't he? And then Ben Collins is also in, who I will be dropping off his 2 Christmas jumpers before the game as well, so it'll be good to meet you too. And Mark saying at the top there, we are now building, and with Watts back soon, it's looking good. We will beat Rotherham. Definitely too much punching though. It only takes one bad punch. And I think, and the rest is history. I think that's, just touching on that before I go to stats, that was my concern, is the punching can equally be risky because it did fall, and it generally does fall to wide into opposition. So you do have to think about it, whether or not it was something that he's been told to do, because I don't recall him punching that often, and it could well be something that they've decided to do in training. Michael Hawks, a Reading fan, has just dropped in as well. Evening all, your next 3 winnable, hopefully only the next 2, as we obviously play Reading on Boxing Day. So, right, let me just flick the stats screen back up. That did rudely jump in on its own just now. So I need to switch to, because this is a live page screen share. So obviously we know the goal from Aseni on 61 minutes. Now what's interesting, even though it wasn't the best game, is look at that for a set of FOTMOB scores. It's not bad. I don't think we've seen ratings quite like that. So for those listening on the podcast channels, and if you are, please review on Spotify. You can just give that star review. We'd appreciate if you could do that, and obviously if you're listening on Apple or anywhere else, equally do the same. So it all helps with the reviews and just raise the awareness of the show. So in goal, Hazard was an 8.3, the star man according to FOTMOB. Up front in defence, then we got Galloway on 7, Mitchell on 8, Pleguezuelo on 7.2, subbed off obviously as well as Galloway, 76 and 85 minutes. Edwards 7.4, Boateng 7.4. He also picked up a yellow, one of a few there. Galloway one as well. Weiradu 7.2, Sorinola 6.5, also collecting a yellow. Dale on 7.3. Patterson on 6.3, and I didn't think either of those two, in fairness, had their best game. Certainly Patterson. And Oseni then up front on 7. So Gavin, I'll come to you. Obviously, yeah, Hazard standing out there. The box was under a bit of pressure at times, but yeah, we said he had a fairly solid performance. But anyone else that stands out you want to pick out from that bunch?
I think Hazard gets the plaudits. He made 3 or 4 decent saves, but they're all at a decent height, I think. So they weren't particularly testing. A keeper of any caliber at this level should be put them away. One thing I will say, he's got very strong wrists, hasn't he? No, Carl. No, I mean when he's saving the ball, it's got nothing to do with anything else. If you look at
Didn't say anything.
no, it's just your face. I just saw the inner workings of your mind then through your windows. If you where we were critical of De La Zouche earlier in the season is that he was making a save and just passing it into the a really good save and patting it into the way of the oncoming defender and a tapping. If you look at the one save down to Hazard's left, memorably, I think in the first half, the ball goes probably 30 yards off the save to nearly a throw-in, which is good, strong wrists. That's what I'm going to say. Good keeper, good, strong wrist, probably takes them up. But are the outfield players, I think probably, and we had a disagreement of this earlier, but I think Dale was very, very good. And I think Boateng were very, very good. They both got us up the pitch by driving the ball at their feet at defenders. And as we all know, and if you don't watch Aaron Cusac's observations on the what's it called show, an analyst show, is defenders don't like running backwards while a defender running at them with the ball at their feet is the worst thing in the world. And they both did exceptionally well. Boateng in the first half for a shot for Dale that was tipped around the post, I thought was a very good effort. And Dale a couple of times got us up the pitch really quickly. And I don't think we do that enough, and we should do it a lot more. Amici used to do it a lot when we were playing well in September. But other than that, it's been, and obviously Mumba when he's on form, although at the moment he's a shadow of his former self. So the two players stand out for me, Boateng and Dale. I thought that had probably their better games in recent times and getting back to form. Certainly Boateng of his September form when I thought he was the best player in the club.
Yeah, absolutely. I think sort of Andy, there's for me, I suppose it was difficult at times because the stream did kill off, like I said, for a chunk of the second half, and we were all having a bit of fun. And thank you to the guys in the chat who were trying their best to feed some commentary in. But it was one of those, I think, that it was frustrating that we had nothing forward, and obviously Finn didn't even get any minutes again, which is incredibly frustrating when there was an under-18s game, and it's almost like what messages are you trying to give the lad? I ranted that on Saturday. I won't do it again, but just to make the quick point on it. But I think when you do see that, we're not getting forward with anything, but when you do think back and you see that they just all collectively, defended well and stopped Wycombe getting through, and their manager was equally really annoyed, saying that they stepped off the ball a little bit, controlled the first half. I think they did control most of the first half, and they were clearly disappointed, but I don't care. So Andy, anything of note for you from that lineup?
Oh, just Joe Edwards. I mean, he was singled out by Clevs in the press conference today as one of the better players on the pitch, and he said he was outstanding, absolutely outstanding. And that's what you need from your leader, from your skipper, to be outstanding. Because if your skipper's outstanding, the players around you are sort of pulling their socks up as well, pulling their weight. So you're going to get your Werrow's stepping up. You're going to get your Mitchell stepping up. You're going to get all those players just pulling together. That's what they want to do, pull together, isn't it? And when you see young Arseni up front, and it's feeding off scraps, basically, you got a player there who's in a cleverly as a development player, developing quite quickly. Thank you very much. 6 goals this season, and he's useful for the side, because if we hadn't got Talai on the side, we could always sort of look at Arseni and say, right, he's a goal scorer. He knows where the net is. So really, really impressed with the way we performed, the way we defended on Tuesday. And I just hope we can carry it into our home fixture on Saturday.
Yep, let me go wrong way. Let me go to the stats as well from the game. I agree on Edwards as well, by the way. I think he has, sort of settled down now. He just needs minutes. It's the same with Rules and all that sort of stuff, especially for Rules, where he hasn't played. He didn't obviously suffer any injury prior to joining us. But top stats then. So we had brought this up, Stevie Vaughan brought it up the other week when we were on a show about Argyle tend to win most of their games when their possession for us is around the 40% mark, so no surprise. It's 65-35 to Wycombe possession wise. The XGs for those that like that is 1.6 for Wycombe to our 0.38. It was, I think, 0.07 at one point in the game, if I recall, from Tuesday. 16 shots for Wycombe, 5 for Argyle. 3 on target for Wycombe, 4 for Argyle, obviously 1 being the goal and 3 which were not really great. Big chances 3 versus 2, and then the accurate passes one, which was very reflective. I remember us all just joking and commenting about it with the guys in the chat and myself about just how many missed poor chances that were going on in that game. So 74% to Wycombe, to Argyle 60%. Fouls committed 13 apiece, in corners 6 to Wycombe, to Argyle. I'm trying to look for the yellow cards, but I think I said
6 to us, none to them.
Say again?
6 to us, none to them.
Right, thank you. Let me just switch back from this view and I'll just come to some of the comments as well. Come on the Greens GT says Aseni has been excellent considering his limited time on the pitch, an exciting prospect. Michael Hawke said we will see in regards to them Reading versus Argyle at Home Park on Boxing Day. He said, I'll be happy with a point. I'd never live the stick down if we lose. No, and you'll come into the show as you do always, Mike, and you'll get some stick too. But we will also take it if we get beat as well, but we're not going to, right? Mark says Dale's fighting enthusiasm is inspiring. Carl, I know obviously you've been critical of Dale of late. I think he equally has been good. I know you didn't watch the game, and there was bits I just felt him and Patterson when there was opportunities just fluffed a bit. But from a defensive mindset point of view and covering back and supporting everywhere, Dale just seems to be everywhere. I do think he does lead very well and is a lot better than some. But at least we're seeing more turn the page.
Yeah, I think there's more because I'm more of a Tegan fan, Tegan Finn fan, that I'm kind of got things against Dale, which might ring true. But defensively, I think he's very good. He tracks back well. He works hard. He doesn't throw the towel in. He does run non-stop. He does get back quickly to support the defence. He's got that experience which we need. But he just flattered to deceive in attacking areas. I don't know whether he lacks the confidence because he's been having quite a lot of game time now. So you'd think that he's got himself match fit and kind of can show us what he can do in the final third. But we haven't really seen that, which is more to the point of having why have we got someone like Tegan not getting in the squad when he's got all that attacking talent at his disposal. Maybe Tom doesn't want to use him in a relegation scrap at the moment. Maybe when things settle down and we pick up, maybe we'll see more of Tegan potentially. But yeah, maybe he just wants.
Dale plays on the left, so Tegan goes on that right side. So I did feel on Tuesday night that there was a little bit of where it was just crying out for someone that could just stand there.
Saranola did not deserve 90 minutes with his performance, and he played on the right side of midfield, which
yeah.
I think he did.
Yeah, I think so.
He did. Yes, did he? Yes, he did, because Galloway played left back.
Amici can play there as well, can't he?
Yeah, and Amici's not fit enough yet, but certainly Finn is. I think it's because Saranola's got more of a defensive mindset, being a wing back, that they've picked him there and not anything else. But I think away from home, I kind of see it. I see the decision. At home, when you're trying to dominate the ball, I don't see it at all.
Hopefully someone on Saturday for him to come on would be, I think, good, because I know people have questioned and said it in the chat, is he getting sold on, loaned out or whatever. I think at the end of the day, as you responded to that, Gav, on Saturday, rightly so, the best thing that we can do is give him minutes. But I think that there could be the more defensive mindset. We've obviously shored up. There's no question of that. But I think we're at the stage now where we can be a little bit braver going forward. And it is just building those levels from those foundations. So
Finn's made a couple of defensive errors, which has cost us goals because of his inexperience, nothing else. Away, Burton? When they scored. Anyway, there's been 2 times this year where he's kind of mispassed or lost the ball in our third, and then they've gone through and scored. So I kind of see it at the minute, but I certainly think, A, if you're chasing the game, or B, if you're at home, either start him or you've got to give him 20 minutes to come on and run at tired defenders and step inside and take shots, because he's certainly got that star quality. And I think I think you're right, Mike. Until we get into that mid-table mediocrity, when the risks are less, I think at the moment they're going to get their nut down and try and play tried and tested and as much experience as possible.
Yeah, no, it'll be good to see something, sort of with him coming on. And if, we'll come to the sort of presser. Like I said, Carl will give us a bit more of an insight. I'll come on to that next. Argo 83 is joined in now. So evening to you, mate. Alex at Argyle. Good evening, all he says. Shout out to Harvey. I don't know if Harvey is still in the chat, but he did pop in earlier.
He's fallen asleep now.
Yeah, well, I tell you what we'll do is we'll get his post-match video reaction as we like to share from the game. So he did make it up there, even though he's got man flu, but let's just roll the VT on that.
Right then, so that's full-time. Wycombe Wanderers 0, Plymouth Argyle 1. We've won. It wasn't a pretty game, but for the 522 fans that's made this trip on a cold, stormy, wet, damp winter's night, we thoroughly deserve it. 100%. Performance, I think I've seen a stat on someone's phone. We only have 30% possession, but that's the type of game where it's a dogfight. It's down at the bottom. The quality of football isn't great, and that's the games that recently we haven't been getting on top of. And a great intuition from Aseni to get a goal. It's great to see a player other than Talai being able to score. We move on now to Rotherham next week. Another huge game. I don't know where that's put us on the table, whether it's put us up or not. But we need to keep pushing now. We need to get more wins and hopefully see ourselves out of this relegation fight for Christmas. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you Saturday when we host Rotherham. Come on, you Greens.
Harvey, if you wouldn't mind just telling everybody to keep the noise down behind you when you're trying to record your video.
Very rude.
It's no, I think. Speaking of haircuts, Harv, I think you need a little bit of a trim, mate. You're this famous YouTuber now. You got to sort of tidy yourself up.
He'll have to get the Sam Down look now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
Green hair.
And he should be green, I believe. For
he should be. Yeah.
So come on, Sam, do the bit. Carl will join you. Just be a spray paint can.
Be a spray paint job. I could do a beard, to be fair.
Yeah, that's true.
Something
is
that
true.
You can't grow, Mike.
Yeah, well, I know. It's terrible. I really don't care.
When he gets to puberty, he'll be all right.
Yeah.
Simon Fort's joined us as well tonight. Hi, we won! Come on, the next game. So, yeah, absolutely. I think when that goal went in, actually, I didn't have the stream. I could see it appear on the live score alert. So no one in the chat had picked up that we had scored because streams are obviously slightly behind. And so I'm there then cheering, trying not to wake up Sophie and scream. But it was a weird feeling because I don't know why. I think I'm so numb to the fact that we've been so crap and all right, and we've lost loads and we've picked up the odd thing, that I think I'm just wanting to see more. So it's just, we finally got 3 points. But I am buzzing for Saturday, that's for sure. Right, let's get the TC's final thoughts at the end of the game from the short Argyle TV clip.
Yeah, we can all get carried away with the stats that we're keeping clean sheets and we're 3 and 5 wins and 3 out of 3. But the main thing is we're building. We are not the same team that we showed here in the FA Cup, and we're building and we look like we can keep clean sheets. And I always back us to score goals, although we've not been scoring enough recently. But without Tolly in the team today, I thought Owen Aseni did fantastically well. But the main thing is, there's some numbers that are starting to reward the performances. You could argue that we didn't deserve to lose at the weekend, but we got our rewards tonight. Rode our luck at times, but let's not forget they've not lost since the end of September, and it's a huge away win for us.
Yeah, it's a good point. I'm just going to go straight to Weiradouz because it's short.
Yeah, I think today we really showed how together we are as a group. Obviously, results haven't been going our way, but I think the performances have been there. I think there's only 2 halves where we haven't been that great. But today we got what we deserved: hard work, togetherness, and we showed that in abundance.
So there we go. That's the thoughts from the coach and Brendan, who had, as we said earlier, had a good game and more favourable position. I think I disagree on the halves thing, and now we've only had a couple of bad ones or whatever. But it is what it is. We just got to move on now and not look at what's happened, and all we can do is change what's coming our way. But I think just touching on the end of Wycombe game, the Aseni point, Carl, I think it's knowing that he will take a lot from that confidence boost. He's got an opportunity again on Saturday to a guaranteed spot. Obviously, Peppel's supposed to be back as well, but he will start up front. And if he can go on and get another goal, not only is it great for him, but then it gives that confidence that if when Talai comes back and he can feature, there could be those two up front quite easily.
Yeah, I'd love to see that going forward, because I think obviously, the whole argument of Dale and Patterson and Mumba's been done to death, and I think Arseni's shown enough quality to warrant a place, but not over Talai, because obviously Talai's our main striker and he's a class act, and if we can incorporate both of them into the same team, if we're sticking with 4-4-2, then I think that's the way to go. He's been really positive. Obviously, we signed him as a development player, but I think he's starting to show he's more than ready when we need him. And obviously, scoring 6 goals already this season is quite a good turnaround already. He always gives his best 100% on the pitch. He holds the ball up quite well. He's quite he reminds me a bit like Niall Ennis in a way, the way he plays. Just a little bit taller and a bit stronger.
Slimmer.
But yeah, he's really shown some positive signs. And obviously, Peppel, I think he said in his press conference today that he's back in training tomorrow, but he won't be actually fit until the Christmas schedule. So he'll be back in the next couple of games. So he's got a few more games to show his worth, I'd imagine.
Yeah, no, cool. Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do as we wrap up the Wycombe post matches. We've got to see that goal once more, haven't we? Let's play it.
Show it.
It goes on for a bit longer, this bit. You could almost see when you see the pitch close-up one. Obviously, I did a little bit of a wrap-up for the social channels from that clip that Argyle put out. Just the release of emotion, and that was not an easy finish, and it would have been just typical of Argyle to. It's almost like we make the hardest ones easier to score, but Arseni, if you're watching tonight, you're probably not. But anyway, well done for taking that, and we look forward to seeing more on Saturday. Right, let me just find that slide. So just a few slides. This is really to summarise the press conference today. So Tom Cleverley's press conference, Defensive Foundations. Cleverley highlights clean sheets as the fundamental of successful teams, observing positive progress, and the next step is to build on this defensive solidity. Cultivating belief at home park, something that's badly needed. The team needs to believe in their recent improvements, which have created a good base to work from, he says. The focus is on developing this belief to enhance our home form. Effort and team spirit. Owen Arseni's recent goal perfectly encapsulates the desired team performance, individual effort to chase a lost cause, quality in execution, and collective excitement. You've got to love how this AI summarises these things. Team news and player availability, he said. Joe Rules, or Josh in the case of this, Joe Rules has recovered from soreness after the Bradford game, is now fit and available for Saturday's match. That's good news. Similarly, Benarous is cleared to play this weekend, bolstering the squad's options. So it's going to be, might even be harder for Finn to get on the bench. On other squad members, he says Talai concludes his suspension this weekend. Caleb Watts is targeting a New Year's Day return as a benchmark for his recovery, while Pepper will be available after this weekend, and Jack McKenzie is pain-free and aiming for a New Year comeback. We shall see.
Has the AI got that wrong again? Who's Jack McKenzie?
With what?
No, that's right. Joke's gone now.
No, it's gone.
It's gone.
Deary me. I mean, Carl, it's late, yeah, and I'm
Tumbleweed.
tired. Yeah,
Tumbleweed.
Exactly. Let's boot him out. A message to the supporters. He said, Cleverly expresses gratitude for the fantastic support, acknowledging and accepting any frustrations. He emphasises the vital role of fan support during the 90 minutes and conveys the team's deep desire to put it right this Saturday. So, Carl, you watched, I don't believe Gavin has, and don't know if you have, Andy, so no, Gavin. You have.
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah.
Nice one.
Yeah.
I know you didn't get back in long
Too
before.
late. No. As soon as I got in the door, while I was eating, I watched it.
Fair enough. So, Carl, what else did you glean from your point of view from that press conference then?
Well, obviously the AI summed it up reasonably well there in a short, sweet statement. So yeah, just adding on to the obviously issues with addressing the issues of being too open. I think cleverly said that we've done that in the last few games. We've got a structure at the back. We look a lot harder to break down, and we look a lot harder to beat than we were 6 weeks ago. I think I think we can all agree we're a different team than what we were back then, conceding goals for fun and struggling at the back. So obviously with Pleggy returning, other players hitting a bit of form, I think we've seen what we expect from the players we've got at our disposal at the back, because individually they have got quality. So it's nice to see that we're a lot more defensively tight. We just need to make sure that if we do concede, we don't then concede 2 and 3, which hopefully we can eradicate from the games coming forward with confidence. Obviously, the home form's a big issue. Obviously, away from home, we seem to be doing quite well. Home form is where we need to improve on. Again, lots of talk on the home fans and the atmosphere. Obviously, getting Home Park back to being a fortress like it used to be. Obviously, the players need to step up and give us something back, which will then obviously recuperate in the fans' in atmosphere. Because if it's a poor game and we're struggling to break teams down, it's going to be quiet, and we need something to, G up the fan base to create that atmosphere. It's got to work both ways. Again, it's just saying that all the players need to give another 10-20% extra in games, and he reckons we'll be flying once those things start to click. Then going into the actual press conference, Galloway, obviously, if selected, it'd be 100 games for him obviously for Argyle, which is quite big considering he's been out injured quite regularly for us. So I'm sure that's a big milestone for him. Obviously, his last game before he heads off to the African Cup of Nations, where he will probably end up playing up against Mo Salah if he's selected, because I think Egypt are in their first group stage, so that would be a good test for him, I'm sure. Obviously, he won't go away and completely switch off. He'll have access to the games. He'll keep supporting from afar. Obviously, he's been here a long time now. He wants to give that support. It's not a case of just going away and not, checking in with the team. He'll still do that, which is good. Again, cleverly mentions about not having the players at his disposal to be expansive at home, which then leads back into the whole Tegan Finn argument again. But now with Amici getting himself fitter, obviously Watts, still a few weeks away from getting himself fit, but I think we could see even at the start of the season when we were attacking with Watts, Amici in the team, that we did create a lot. We just couldn't finish, obviously, because we didn't have that number 9 back then. But once everyone's fit, I'm sure we'll start seeing some goals. Obviously, Rolls fit for Saturday. Obviously, what I touched on, Pepper will be back in training tomorrow, but fit for the Christmas schedule. Watts back available in the new year, along with Jack McKenzie. And Benarouche should be fit enough to make the squad, which also is good news. So yeah, that's pretty much it, really.
Yeah.
Nothing groundbreaking.
No, Gavin, just one point, the observation on body language, did Cleverly look a bit more relaxed? Did he seem happier? Any signs of change there?
I think he's still a bit guarded. I don't think he's going to... Well, I think he opened up by saying the job is nowhere near done yet, and we're nowhere near playing where we want to be. So, no, in a nutshell, I think he's still very cautious of where he is, what he's doing. I think he's probably still on eggshells with the fan base, probably rightly so. And I like the way that he's shouldering all of the blame, responsibility, challenge, whatever you want to call it, and let the players get on and do their job, which is good. But I think if we can get positive results in the next 2 games going into the Christmas sort of melee, then I think he might, start to relax a little bit. And I think if we're come January somewhere lower mid-table, then I think you might see him have the odd smile. Although he did at the end of the presser, actually. Yeah. There was a bit of banter around his Bradford grit, and he had a wry smile over that. So I think he's a genuinely nice man, and I think he takes a lot of this to heart. So it's quite nice to see some of the hard work they've been putting in materialise, and it'd be lovely to get a win Saturday knowing Tolai's back subsequently. And if you've got two of them up front who can get on a bit of a hot run in terms of goals, then we will have less problems than we've had historically.
Yeah, I think it's almost like, well, I don't want to jinx it, but things are starting to fall into place at a key time of the year. Sorry, folks, I've done it. Tough. Shit, I've done it. Benny Van Life says, all right, fellas. He says he's right that the players need belief. They can dominate at home. Belief needs to come before a good performance. That's TC's job. Harvey also just shot off earlier because... yeah, it's about his bedtime. So Stephen Cooper also, I think I saw earlier saying it's his birthday soon, or Saturday. So happy birthday for Saturday, and it's his 60th. So big one on Saturday. I'm sure you'll be celebrating.
Did he say last week he's in hospitality?
Oh, I don't know.
I think he
Clarify,
did.
clarify, Stephen. If you
come over and say hello, and I'll buy him a beer.
Make sure you're wearing.
Introduce him to a few people, Gav.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Make sure you wear your Block 9 hoodie and Carl behave. Moving down the comments, GT says happy birthday as well to Steve. The last time Alex said he vlogged, we won, I believe it was Stockport. Let's hope that changes. And also, as I move down, let's come on, mouse. What else have we got? That's about it. So, right, let me just go to, I know Carl sort of summed it up, but I'll go to Galloway's brief points on his. Loyalty and gratitude. Brennan expresses immense pride and gratitude for reaching 100 games, or reaching that 100 games soon when he starts, highlighting his deep love for the club and unique family atmosphere that fuels their collective spirit and success. So has he got more games than he has beds at Derriford? Not sure. Which one's leading that one? Anyway, no.
We'll have more than 100 beds in hospital. So
yeah. We complete it. We appreciate
bed
it.
nights might be a challenge.
Say again?
I said bed nights might be 50-50.
Fitness and professionalism, he says, his consistent availability is a testament to rigorous off-pitch discipline and strong relationships with the staff. Small adjustments and open communication has been key to maintaining peak physical condition. The African Cup of Nations and Argyle support, he said he's looking forward to the Cup, and he will. It's an exciting time to represent his country and family. Despite international duties, he pledges to watch every Argyle game, reaffirming his unwavering support from afar. The power of the fans, he says, he views fans as the most important people, providing that extra 10% on the pitch. Brendan emphasises the team's responsibility to deliver performances that make the home ground a tough place to come again. I mean, we've really got to somehow, not even a fortress, like a sandcastle half effort, to try and make sure we get the results.
Don't mention sandcastles around here.
Yeah.
Especially at high
It's like low tide. High tide.
Deary me. And then, so on the next slide, before we sort of get into the squad lineups and Rotherham, we've got something to announce. But before I do that, let me just switch over to this board just to remind you all, as I like to do, please make sure you subscribe. If you're watching from YouTube, we got a few of you in again tonight there. If you're not subscribed already, please do that. And make sure, above all else, everybody, you share the Block 9 love around and the awareness so more people can come and talk all things Argyle. Of course, as well, we are on the podcast platforms. So like I said earlier, if you can, please, those that are listening, and you're hearing me now say it, welcome to those that like to pick up on the podcast post the live. Please give it a review on your platform, whatever that is. It would be much appreciated. So, what have we got next for you? So, we did hint at this the other day. Not sure how this will go, and it will take some build-up, and I need to bring the graphic up. So, let me just find that under my QR codes so you know where to go. It's going to... Oh, it didn't quite cover, Carl. Top left-hand corner. So what is Discord? So Discord is a bit of a forum, a place where you can go discuss. It's more of a modern way. We're not trying to compete with the likes of Pazzotti. It's just a different platform, but same sort of style. It is app driven as well, so you can get easy access to it to go and post your thoughts. On there, we've got PAFC News Hub, which is Finley. He it will get on the show at some stage. Another young lad like Herbie who's looking to sort of become a football journalist and get into that. So he's posting, going to put his news and stuff and that on there. So that's all good. And then what we're going to do is we'll start up a thread, or Carl will, once he can work it out, because he's still finding his way around it. But no, we'll start a thread on matches. There's a few other bits and pieces in there. The reason we've done this is to just explore the, see what the potential is, because we're either, there's a lot of fans on Blue Sky, a lot of fans on X, a lot of fans on Facebook, Pizzotti, other places, etc. And we're just like, well, all things Argyle, which is what we want to be about. We then will bring that into that platform. So scan that QR code or give us a shout, or if not, search for the Block 9 on Discord and go in there and start engaging. We don't know what will happen with it. Like I said, we will aim to be in there as often as we can as well. But it just means that topics and interests can stay together in one place. So connect and discuss, exclusive content. Like I said, we'll get Finley pitting some of his match reports when his shoulder's back to normal, and his news little updates will go in there, so you can respond and comment on all of that as well and give your thoughts. So and real-time interaction, because that is what it is. If they're in there and there's a group of you, chat away. You haven't got to worry about what else is appearing in your feed or any adverts and stuff like that. So scan that QR code to get you to that. I do also want to give a bit of a shout out, I don't have it on here, but to everybody that's ordered one of the Christmas jumpers. Which way should I stand this time? If anybody else wants one, I almost need to know now, because I will need to order some more graphics. I've got 2 left. One of them's actually going to get used and will go to someone tomorrow, Saturday. But I have 1 left, but if I have to order some more, I will. So just let me know one way or another, either DM us on our X account or me, or pop it in the chat here. But after tomorrow or midnight tonight, I can't order any more stencils, and also I need to get the shirts, tops ordered to get them in time for you next week. So other than that, let me just, I haven't got any slides on Rotherham because I don't have time for that tonight. Discord sounds good, gents, says GT. So yeah, if you get any issues getting on there, let us know, because obviously we've just put it live. And if you don't know what it is, then Google it, and then you'll understand.
It's like Pizzotti, and I met someone today at the range, as you well know, Mike. Yeah. Welcome in. I forget his name. No, what's his name?
Terrible.
Daddy Cool. Daddy Cool. It's old age.
Yes.
He's older than me, but Daddy Cool. I saw him at the range today, but I just think. If it wasn't for the likes of Pizzotti and stuff like that, we wouldn't have stuff like Discord now. So thanks Pizzotti.
No, exactly. And like I said, we're just trying to do our own thing and bring a more modern day platform to the fore. Andy Proud says, I hope I won't get tracked down by another Nigerian uncle to try and send me more money if I use a Block 9 Discord. I can't promise you what Andy will and won't do. So on there. So we go into.
You've got to pay him first, 25 quid out of you, just to make sure the link works. So
or get a Grumpy Law mug, and that'll sort it out.
Yeah, they're in the delisted pile. Like I said, they're not available anymore. Just all of them. Although I will do some new mugs, I think, over the Christmas break.
He has got paid content, Andy, as well.
What, like OnlyFans?
Yeah.
Does it?
Mm.
Is it niche?
Very niche. Very niche.
Is it?
No comment.
Anything to say, Andy?
No comment. I don't know what Carl's talking about.
No, Carl, I think Carl's trying to be funny tonight, and it's failing badly.
It is, yeah. Lots of tumbleweed.
That's proper niche. That.
We're all Nicholas G, I've just noticed, is in as well. Evening to you, Nicholas. Hope for a win on Saturday. Yeah, absolutely. Chris, I did see another one in there. Hang on, let me just, because that comment's just hidden it. No. Oh, I misread that. Stephen Kuber, good Mike, you can see you work at the range behind you. Well, not all of this actually is arranged, but I thought I would just try and bring the products together. But as I said, on Tuesday, there's still lots of Christmas for those bits that you haven't bought yet and you need. So toodle on down. There's 3 in Plymouth, so no excuses, folks. Anyway, moving on, Rotherham. Let's get it back on track. So. Obviously they lost 3-0 last night, so not so good for them.
They were awful.
You watched it in
20 minutes. Yeah, they started horrendously. Their speed of passing was poor. If you press them high, their defenders shit their pants when they're closed down. The goalkeeper was pretty much the same. Middle of the midfield, they left gaping gaps, and Blackpool was just really clinical. And then for about 5 minutes towards the end of the first half, and about 15 minutes into the second half, they were absolutely all over Blackpool, but they couldn't score with a bankrupt lady of ill repute. They were awful in front of goal, and it hit the post, and keep made a couple of good saves, and blah blah blah. I was going to say a word beginning with S, and then I realised probably we'll end up getting fined or something. So lady of ill repute it is. And then after that they fell apart again, and they just Blackpool just picked them off. It was a very comfortable win. They looked a bit disjointed. They've got a couple of injuries as well, which is also helpful. One on the night quite badly. So hopefully they come here in absolute disarray and continue that performance, because if they do, then we've got a very good chance of picking up 3 points.
Yeah, well, we did have. Let me switch back to it. There was the, sort of looking at the heads-to-heads. 3 wins to Argyle, 1 draw, and 6 to Rotherham. There was that big 3-2 win that time in December 2023. It was similar. What's the date?
1-0 up there, didn't we? Under Nance and Dewsnip.
Yeah. So yeah, I think I didn't watch.
I think it was a Mumba goal as well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Goal. Yeah.
Could well have, could well be right there. So yeah, I think that was Gavin was giving us the insights in the WhatsApp group as he was watching it, and there is definitely, like I said at the start, they've had a day less rest because obviously they played yesterday. They've got to then spend a day coming down here and doing all that jazz, so which they won't like. So if we can, I'm going to say it now, we should dominate this game quite easily, and we should go on and win. Brave, I know.
To be fair, they've been no mugs before that. They had a very similar run to Wycombe, so haven't lost, didn't lose in I think a dozen games before this. So there were no mugs. Pre that, they just had an horrendous day at the races, and Blackpool were sharp, and their press was what really impressed me actually from Blackpool, I have to say. Taylor didn't play up top. I thought he was there.
Is he still injured?
Oh, is he still injured? Oh, yeah, he is still injured. You're right. Sorry. Yeah, because that was one of the reasons why I wanted to watch it, to see here's what you could have won. Speedboat, take it away. But we didn't have to have that. But yeah, they played a 3-4-3, and it just looked all over the place. They just looked really just disjointed, like a team of strangers for a long period. And they had this 20-minute golden patch where they probably could have scored 3 themselves and didn't score any. So there we are. Let's hope they continue that for Saturday.
Let's have a look then. What we'll do is we'll go to you then, Carl, for your lineup on Saturday. So take us through.
Look ahead. Sit down.
Right, I tell you what, I'll go to you, Gav. Oh no, Carl, we're back. He's back.
I'm back. She's just sticking her hair over my bald head again, isn't it?
It brings us a light-hearted entertainment to our audience.
Indeed.
Go on, go for your lineup.
So I have included Ross, because I think at home, if you want to be more expansive and a bit more easy on the eye, I think Ross is a better ball carrier out from the back than Mitchell. Obviously, I'll keep the other 3 the same. Keep Hazard in goal just for a bit of continuity, because he has done, I suppose, okay in the last few games. I don't think bringing Ashby Hammond in now would be a good idea. Obviously, for me, Finn has to come in. I don't think that will happen though. I'd like to see Wiredu and Rolls together for the first time. I don't think they've played together yet, have they, Gav?
Nope.
Have they? Nope. So that would be interesting. Continue with Dale on that side, and Patterson partnering Aseni up front in the 2 up front. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the game. I don't think Sorino deserves another go at it.
Yeah, that's fine. Andy, before we go to Gavin's, any thoughts on Carl's lineup there?
Just the difference between I'd sort of leave Ross out and put Mitch in there. I think Mitch and Pleggerswell have got a good understanding between them, both of them, and they work well together. But I mean, Ross is a good player. I'm not taking that away from him. I'm not sure about Finn at the moment. I hope he does play him, to be fair. Other than that, that's pretty much a good side, that, isn't it?
Yeah, and also just a quick shout out. We got Daniel Booth has just joined us. Hi, finally a League One live. Hope you're all well tonight, and always liked Plymouth Argyle mainly because of Pie. Fair enough. He also says better is mental for us as well. So please let us keep him. So yeah, there you go. So
He ain't
positive.
coming back, so good luck. Better at this level is a very good player.
Yeah, he should absolutely. So pleased that he's working out for you, and thank you for joining in. We do go live, Daniel, every Thursday at 8:30, and also Saturdays where we do a post-match at 8:30 as well. So you're more than welcome to come in at any time and have a listen and join in the chat as you are. So Stephen says, can't see Clev starting Finn. No, we can't, but we'll still always try and slip him in the squad because why not? Gavin, so your lineup, please.
I'm attacking the Devonport end, second half. We always do this. He does one way and I flip it the other. Similar-ish, actually. So Stade Hazard in goal. Galloway thought had one of his best games for some time with a very tricky right winger Saturday, so he retained his place for his 100th cap. Mitch and Pleggy in the middle, good understanding, and Edwards missed a consistency at right back, so back four unchanged, back five unchanged if you include the keeper. Dale on left wing, left midfield. I thought he's the only one with real pace actually in the side. Gets up and down. Steve's. He said that, but he's just like Steve just said. Gavin's team will be mine, but he's just slagged off Carl for starting Finn, and so have I. So I've gone Boateng and Rowles in midfield as per last week. Wireley misses out, but only just. And I think he's the natural sub at 60 minutes to get some fresh legs on for Rowles, who will probably struggle because of his lack of game time through the season. I've gone Finn on the right wing. It was a toss-up, really, between Patterson starting there and playing Mumba up top, and that was the conundrum I had. But I had the time of the kettle boiling to make this decision because I got in the door and Mike was like, "Where's your bloody team?" I was like, "Oh, get on quick." So in the minute and a half it took for my kettle to boil, I flipped a coin between Patterson starting up top or Mumba starting up top. I went with Patterson, which left a vacancy on the right-hand side. It could have been Serranola, but I don't think he had his best game last game, and I think his last couple of appearances he's been off the boil. So as we're at home and hopefully we're a bit more front foot and we've got two very strong middle defensive DMs, I've gone for Tegan Finn on the right flank to cut in on his left and whack one in the top locker, as he's done many times for the club at lower levels. And then that's left to Senni and Patterson up top together. Patterson's a very intelligent footballer and he's also very experienced. Off the ball, he was very good, I thought, the other night. So, and Senni should now kick on because that was a difficult chance. And when, just a caveat, when Talai comes back, then I would be saying Pato on the right-hand side and Talai and Senni up top. So that is my team, 4-4-2. You then got some quite strength on the bench in Mumba, in Wiradoo, in Belarus, who will be back in the side, in Such, in who else have missed out? Ross and Amici.
Yeah,
so
Ross,
if you look at it, there's a strength in depth there of senior players on the bench, which has been absolutely not the case in recent times. So that's where it is. But yeah, I think and Sorinola to come onto that bench as well potentially. So there's already 8 or 9 there, including the keeper. So you'd have to leave 1 or 2 senior players out, which is not a bad position to be in, and maybe give 1 or 2 a kick up the backside who have had mediocre performances. Although this time of year it's quite heavy underfoot in it, and some of those players that really blossom in the August, September and October firms, ground and sunshine, often get challenged this time of year. Morgan Whittaker, when he was with us, springs to mind. Finn has to a degree. So, I think if we go 4-4-2, the system needs to stay the same. And I'll just hold my hand up and say, I think about 6 weeks ago, I said, pick a formation, 4-4-2, stick with it for 2 or 3 months and get them to some kind of consistency and then try and expand out. When Caleb Watts comes back, I actually think they'll probably go 4-2-3-1. and play Caleb Watts in that 10 channel where he's so strong, but that's going to be at least 4 or 5 games away, in my opinion. So at the moment, keep it solid, but with a bit of flair. So you've got Dale and Finn with pace out wide, and you've got Patterson and Oseni up top with a bit of eye for goal. So that's my 11.
Yeah, no, thanks for that. Also, let me just switch something on here. So there we go. Just reminding you to check out our new Discord, the All Things Argyle Block 9 Discord. So Daniel asked a question just now. I just want to bring it up before we sort of talk a bit more and sort of start to wrap up. We won't obviously dwell on this because it's quite simple. He said, could I just ask your thoughts on your current situation, as last season I was pulling my hair out. You see Carl did as well. When we were struggling, I get it's part and parcel of.
And my jokes are bad.
I was just mad with the owners. Interesting observation. I wonder who else is mad with the owners. Effectively, Daniel, it's been an absolute shit show, shocker. A number of reasons for that. Poor recruitment in the summer. I think TC is come under a lot of criticism, and rightly so. He has been dealt with a bit of a poor hand at times, but the club are sticking with him when myself and a few of us here have called him out with recent performances where it got a little bit too much. But the board in a fans forum last Monday? Monday before, did come out and say that they're going to support him effectively and stick with him probably till the end of the season, it feels like. And, we'll see what happens, because we've got good players coming back and have come back, and that's making a difference. We've just got to start winning at home. It's great winning away because we weren't doing that at all, really. But yeah, look, let's see what happens. We're all not happy that we're down in this league again, but you're right, you hit the nail on the head. It's part and parcel of supporting your club, especially a club like ours, where you're not always going to have that cash and always able to get right up there.
What I got from the presser, Mike, as well is, and we've said it as well in the live throughout the season, is that he's lost key players at key times during the season, hasn't he? For suspension, injury, whatever. And so he's losing quality key players and having to replace them with players who aren't up to scratch or development players. So that's where a lot of the problems are coming up from as well.
Well, there'll be no excuses soon, because most of them will be back. And I think that, we can all sit there and go, that you could see that as an excuse, and I get that, I get those views. But I tell you what, now they're coming back, there is no more excuses. So
I think you had a couple of quality players into this squad in January, and we used that to player cap wisely. Probably a wide player and a striker, I would imagine. Now we've seemed to have got Wiradoo back in the mix as a midfielder. It'll be with Amici back, with Mackenzie, who is he? Playing and a fully fit squad. I know he's never always fully fit, is it? But it will be a very different squad and a very different feel, in my opinion. And remember those heady days in September when we thought we were going to win the league and we won 5 out of 6? I think we'll get back to some kind of rhythm there, and we'll be much better. But in terms of current situation, the other thing we haven't mentioned is, unfortunately, our illustrious chairman kept our previous chief executive on for about a year too long, and I think he fell asleep at the wheel and let a lot of good people go front and back of house, on and off the pitch, and also recruited probably poorly as well in terms of head of recruitment. And I think that's what's cost us where we are today. It's been a combination of not having the man at the top at the tiller every day and week in, week on, week off. So that's where we are, in my opinion.
Yeah, Daniel did also ask, I'm just going to read another one out, folks, because obviously he's made the effort to come in, and that's good to get some engagement. So Mumba is a great player, only one who did something against us, thought he was going to switch on further and be a game changer, but didn't work out. And also there is pullback on Ogbeta as surprised, as he's surprised. I think, Mumba, we all just feel needs to just find that rhythm again, and hopefully it will come good. With all these players coming back, some players can turn it on. I mean, it was shared in the chat yesterday. JB had an absolute brilliant game and is, where he's gone. And sometimes it's just that quality around him. Better, as you noted, doing so well. So let's see what happens.
Simon fourth. Yeah, Adams has made a difference in my eyes, definitely.
Yeah, I think so. Where it's clear that we've just decided to shore up a bit more, like Gavin said. It's sticking to that formation now and building on the foundations from that. So, in terms of sort of Saturdays, I've got a couple more bits to touch upon, the ladies, and then just the Project 35 update from Argyle. But just to get final thoughts for the game on Saturday, for me, I'm going to stick my neck out. So, Carl, get this noted down on your score sheet. I'm going to go Argyle 3-0. Who am I going to score? I'm going to go with Senny 2. And I'm going to pick a random one for the third. Pleggy, actually, a random one. So
What a
3-0.
surprise.
3-0. Well, man close after my heart. So 3-0 for me. Carl, what do you think scoreline wise are you going to go with?
I think if we start the first half as we've done the last couple of home games, and we have a decent referee on our side, which you'd like to think we'd have a different approach from the refs in the next home game after cleverly spoke with the guy, I forgot his name now.
The PGMOL or whatever it is.
Gone. Yeah, so hopefully that's the one. We'll have someone a bit more competent in charge and someone that might give us a favour or two, or just do his job properly would be great. I think if we score first, I think we win the game comfortably. If we go to half time, going in at 0-0, my worry is coming back out for the second half. If Rotherham have a spell of pressure and they take the lead, we'll be in that sticky situation again. But I'm hoping that it's not going to be the same case. I think after a win on Tuesday, some confidence, Aseni will be up for it as well. I'm sure we can get some more points on the board. So I'm gonna say a 2-1 to us.
Yeah, fair enough then. Yeah, and Gavin, your thoughts?
I think it'll be tight. I think Rotherham will shore themselves up from last night's debacle. We'll probably have enough to win the game, I would imagine, but I don't see it being very expansive in terms of a performance. I think we'll grind out a 1-0 win. Who will score? Owen Dale, I think. There you go.
Yeah.
Owen Dale. There you go. There's my prediction for what it's worth. But yeah, I can't. I mean, before Burton, I said on the tech we're going to blow someone away soon. I can just feel it, and bang, there we did. We scored 4. I don't feel that at the minute. I think we're set up to be quite negative's the wrong word, but probably difficult to beat is probably the right way to look at it. Obstinate. So I can't see us ripping the game, and I can't see us choosing a very attacking personnel in that 4-4-2 at the moment. So I think we'll grind out a 1-0 and we'll be slightly better than Rotherham.
Yeah, no, thanks for that. Just looking at some of the comments, Paul Bailey's going with a 2-1. It reminds me, I need to tell you about Saturday's show, or not Saturday's show. GT saying Argyle 1, Rotherham 0. Stevie Vaughan going with a 1-0 win as well. So, I think it's going to be about that start, and if we can get an early goal, I think it will collapse Rotherham, which is why I'm going for the 3-0, but AO. Andy, so what are you adding to the scores tonight?
I think it's going to be a really cagey affair on Saturday. I think it's going to go 1 each. I'm going to stick for a 1 each, and I think Owen Aseni is going to score for us. I'm not sure that our mentality is right at home yet. It was getting there. We saw signs of it against Bradford, but I don't think it's quite there yet. And Rotherham are a good side. They're going to bounce back from a heavy defeat. I'm going to stick my neck out and go 1 each.
Yeah, fair enough. Simon Fort's going with a 2-0 with good heads if we score first. Nicholas G, Argyle 2, Rotherham 1 coming in there. And Daniel has given his thoughts. A Barnsley fan, I think you will draw 2-2. I think Rotherham need a reply off Blackpool. They look sloppy and think Noom may cause issues for your midfielders. Wiradoo seems quite static and not pacey enough.
Non-base former Exeter, isn't he? So
he's going to point proof.
Yeah, so but
he'll go once a red, always a red. When he scores, just watch.
Michael's copying me because I said 1 each, and I remember the last game I predicted a 1-0 win. We won 1-0, so just saying.
Yep, so let's see what happens right then. So on to the ladies who had a good win on Saturday, a big away win they had so against the #United. What a great name. So obviously I know, Gavin, you don't see the away games,
I
but...
did see the way game on Argyle TV. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, apologies. Forget that it is on there, so thank you. Good shout to remind.
I saw the highlights. I didn't see the whole game, but
That's fine,
highlights.
but they do show it. But yeah, go on, give us some thoughts.
Another Ellie Noble show, to be honest. She's amazing, I have to say. She's got one hell of a right peg. I think I shared the free kick in the few weeks ago in the cup game against who was it? Can't remember. Oxford. I got to rack the brain. Another great move down the right, flick back into centre. She hit it first time, top locker to the right hand side of the goal, and another shot from outside the box for the second goal. That # are a really decent side at home. They're based in Essex, so I think the girls had a 7.5, 8 hour coach journey up, which probably wouldn't have helped anyone. They went up the day before, from my understanding. But again, good win. They're breathing down the neck of Watford and Bournemouth still. They've got Watford on New Year's Day, and I know we're away, so anyone who wants to get to Home Park on New Year's Day to eke out the hangover and get a bit of fresh air, I suggest you strongly do, because we could do, or the girls certainly could do, with all the vocal support they can get against Watford, who are second, I think, in the league. So if we beat them that day and results stay as they are, then we'll leapfrog them and go into a promotion place, which would be awesome for the club to get a women's team in the Championship, or the equivalent of the Championship. So, again, a good game. They've got a really good depth in their squad, the girls. They really have. They've got a really good, strong team. And they've just signed, can't remember her name because I'm tired and I've been budgeting all day, but they've just signed a midfielder from America, from playing the universities of America. She's 24, 25. Who took number 3 shirt and was, again, really effective in that sort of number 10 role. So they've added even more depth now to their midfield contingent. And I expect them to rock on. I will be there on the 21st against, I think it's Billericay at home, which they should win easily because they're at the bottom of the league.
It's Real Bedford on the 21st.
Real Bedford, is it? Real Bedford are one below them then in that case in the league. So that'll be a tight game. And then they've got this 2 tough games coming up on the bounce of teams around them.
I don't know, unless you know, Gavin, I don't know Daniel's question. He's saying that there was an Ellie Noble at Blackburn Rovers.
Yeah, same one.
There you go then. So he said, if so, excellent player and could play leagues above.
Yeah, absolutely she could. She's very, very good. There are 3 or 4 women in that team that you have to go, what, not being funny, but what are you doing down here in Plymouth? Oops, I thought it was on Google. What's it on?
So I asked in the private, just to clarify it for those that are listening, not watching.
I was typing it in the bloody poll.
Can someone research Stephen Cooper's question about when do we play the FA Youth Cup game? And instead of going to Google and typing that in, Carl, put it in the comments, Googling FA Youth Cup.
They got Watford on Monday the 15th. Believe.
Nice one, Andy. There you go.
Just
so you didn't need Google. You just needed Andy.
Is that home park or was that away?
I shall find out for you, sir. It's away to Watford.
We're
away to Watford.
That's 2 big games against Watford in a very short space of time.
7 p.m. kickoff.
Sorry?
7 p.m. kickoff.
At home park?
Oh, at Watford.
Oh, at Watford. That's too far to go.
Yeah, so, but I do love that contribution from Daniel Butho on Ellie Noble, so thank you for that.
That's proper knowledge of women's football, that is.
Absolutely.
We've got some really, really, like we got Tielsa, I think I say pronounce her name, who's on loan from Bristol, who plays for the Welsh team. We have our centre forward is also very, very, very. She reminds me of Talai, actually. Very, very good. We've got some really strong front 5 players, and at the back, Arabella Sutty. It's not sweep, promise. It's very, very good. And Caitlin Smith are both very, very good at the back as well. Very assured central defenders, big, rangy, pacey, good on the ball, can find a pass. So, and the keeper's excellent. They honestly, those men that turn their nose up at women's football. I've got a 7-year-old and 7 and 6-year-old now. Actually, just after their birthday. Soon to be 8 and 6-year-old girls who love it, and that's why I used to get dragged out. But now I actually genuinely enjoy the calibre of football on their display at home park for the women. It is a pretty good standard and it's played at a decent pace. So if you're bored and of a Sunday and they're on, go out. I think I'd take all the girls, 2 or 3 girls, my 2 girls and my niece, for about a tenner for all 4 of us. It's nothing, and it's really good football. So I advise you go.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and I'm off for obviously a bit of that break, not as much as I normally would do, but yeah, I'm going to see if Sophie will be up for coming that and joining you and the girls, and I'm sure if Carl can with Sophia, depending on plans. You know, and Andy, of course, you're welcome. Your kids are too grown up now to married and moved on.
Just for the Argyle win, mate, so I might just come out for that.
Yeah, exactly.
Plenty of that good, aren't they? They've lost 1 game. I think they're unbeaten now in 18 in all competitions.
They're doing the club proud, and the under-18s are doing the club proud as well. So just get the first team right would be fine, wouldn't it?
Yeah, exactly. We could have a triple header of teams performing, hopefully soon.
And for those that are big Conor Hurahan fans, you can just go out and see his cousin, who's Marie's little manager. So there you go.
Yeah, there we go. Daniel also says one of his friends plays for Plymouth Argyle, so follows the women's side game.
Who's that then, Daniel?
I was just going to say that, yeah, give it a shout out to that person. He said, I didn't realise you covered the women's side, so nice to see. Yeah, why not? Some it doesn't suit some, but that's fine. But we got no issues.
We had a couple last Thursday go, we're talking about women, I'm going.
They did. Each to their own. And then one final thing, I'm just going to pick my specs on because there's no way I can read it there. But Project 35, the kick poverty into touch. Just to touch upon Argyle, I've said the 9th dedicated fixture for Project 35 in partnership with Ginsters is this Saturday. If you have the means, we encourage the Green Army and members of the community to bring items of in-date, non-perishable food and hygiene products to Home Park. All donations will go to support those most vulnerable in our communities through the Manadon Food Larder and the wider Food Bank Network. So more details are on that link that you can't see, but if you go to the Argyle socials, you'll see it on there. So wanted to just touch upon that as well tonight. So as we look to wrap up, just checking my notes, I don't think there's anything else that I've missed. So just a recap, just obviously from our side, again, thank you to those who have purchased the jumpers. I shall be handing them out over tomorrow and Saturday, and look forward to meeting a couple of you. Certainly Ben I haven't met yet. He's walked past the hospitality windows and I've been sat there with Gavin, always waves. So it'll be good to say hello to him on Saturday. Obviously we've got the Discord. I've left that side up in the top left hand corner on your screen. I've left that open there as the ticker says along the bottom. Check out our new All Things Argyle Discord. If you've got any issues, just let us know, DM us, and we'll sort it out. But yeah, equally, again, just to remind you all, please like, subscribe, follow on whatever channel you are watching us or listening to us on, and please leave a review if you are on your podcast platforms. We do the numbers. We haven't shared the wrap-up Spotify thing, to be fair, but we were quite humbled by the numbers on there. So we're growing and extending, the reach of what we do with this podcast. I think we were something like 26 odd countries that we get streamed to, and a good look at the numbers that I see, the last 12 months, overall about 100,000 listening hours, which still blows my mind, so we do
people
appreciate.
With insomnia. Say again? People with insomnia.
they basically go to bed and forget to turn off the live. But yes, it's it is quite incredible. I've never done the wrap up before because I'm an Apple user, so never touched Spotify. And it was the guy, I shared it with all the guys, and it's a good insight. So we thank everybody who's supported us on this show, and there's hopefully more things to come down the line. Stephen Cooper says thanks guys, see you Saturday for a pint, mate. Michael Hawke says Daniel, it's a brilliant podcast and it's great that they let us non-Argyle fans in. Subscribe on YouTube or Spotify or Apple or whatever podcast platform you use, of course. Final thoughts, I'll go top down. So Carl, any final thoughts for you tonight?
It'd just be nice coming away from a home game on Saturday with a bit of positivity and some points on the board. So let's hope we can back up Tuesday with back-to-back wins, kick on with our home form again, and just have some more confidence around the place and lift ourselves out the bottom four. Hopefully, if results go away, going into the Christmas schedule when obviously more players come back, the closer we get to January, bringing players in, I'm sure this time in 4 to 6 weeks' time we'll be hopefully in a slightly different place. So yeah, let's get some positivity back.
Yeah, good. Gavin?
Firstly, Daniel Booth tomorrow. Wilcock plays in the 10. Really good. She's been out injured and only just sort of come back into fitness and form. But yeah, very good player. Thank you very much, the Blades and Barnsley, for producing that. She was, I think, at Stoke and came down with Maria Hurahan, but that's another story. Yeah, Saturday would be nice, wouldn't it, to walk away with that buzzy, warm feeling of 3 points at Home Park. I think there's a bit of a shout out. Let's try and get behind them and make it as loud as possible. We've done the whole we're pissed off routine. Now let's do we're going to get behind the team routine. I think if you look at days gone by when we've turned up and made it loud and proud, we've had much better performances than sarcastically singing "You must be shit because we're only drawing with you" and stuff of that nature. So, or whatever it is, I'm very tired.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's get behind the boys on Saturday. Let's get loud for the first 20 minutes and hopefully an early goal, followed by 3 points and several beverages. And Steve, if you're there, I will buy you a pint.
Yeah, absolutely. He did also, before I come to Andy, because I don't want to forget again, I'm amazed that I'm still standing after the last few nights. We aren't going to be on Saturday night now. Please don't kick off. Don't shout at us. Right, we just can't do it. Reason being is because we are at the Tamerton Under 15s Christmas party. So most of us are going to that, and we were wondering whether or not we should let Harvey and Herbie run the show, as I just seen that come up in the private chat.
Have a reward off, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that will be a nightmare, me trying to show them around this, but I'll put it out there. It's an interesting point, Carl, as he put that in the chat. But yeah, so the chances are for the first time in God knows how long, we've not done a show to schedule.
And just explain why we're at the under 15s for Tamerton Foley Christmas party.
Yeah, we're not just turning up.
Brilliant.
Uncle Jimmy's going to under 15s.
Here comes the legal disclaimer. We do sponsor the Tamerton Foley Under 15s Football Club. Some of you will know that. Paul Bailey, the coach, was in. I don't know if he's still in with us. He might be or appear in the comments any second if he is. We're going to the Christmas party. It'll be a few of the parents, obviously all the team there. I'll be taking Sophie along, and she does have a mini, if those of you saw it on my socials, she does have a mini Christmas jumper that she'll be wearing, and I'm sure Carl and Andy will also be wearing their Christmas jumpers, gents, or the hoodie, one or the other. We've got that. That's from 7:30. So it'll be interesting to see how all the youngsters drink these days, sensibly, obviously. 2020
Ribena all round.
MD 2020. Paul is there. There will be no MD 2020. All that white lightning or whatever it used to be.
The pineapple and whatever it was absolutely disgusting. It got you pissed quick. Anyway, they should be on Diamond White at that age, not Mad Dog 2020.
Diamond White and White Night. And what was it? Lambrusco for the girls that wanted the cheap wine.
Blue Thunderbird is what you need to get down. You're at 15. What's wrong with them?
Terrible. Stephen Cooper says, I'll give Tamerton team £50. I'll drop it to you, Mike, by Christmas. Or if you want to give it to Gav, really appreciate it, Stephen. Thank you for that. Simon Fort says, hi, I hope we win and others lose. Not like Tuesday. Thanks a lot. Keep up the good work. So looking forward to that, because to be fair, we all keep, I know Gavin can't make it, but we all keep saying, we need to get together, this, that, and the other. So it'd be good to do that as well. And no doubt we'll talk about the pod and Argyle. But let's hope we end that day on a high for the game and for Saturday night. So Andy, going to you for your final thoughts.
Yeah, well, Tuesday night was a morale booster, wasn't it, for the team? It's a good away win. Maybe not a good performance, but a good away win, 3 points. So that's going to sort of give us something to build on now, hopefully. So if we get a draw, hopefully we'll get a win. But if we get a draw or a point, anything from the game on Saturday, I'll be a happy chappy.
I'm taking nothing less than a bloody win, because I think we deserve it at home. Not just the fans, but the players, all the coaching staff, all the Argyle staff. Let's get going and get that home win. So yeah, look, other than that, folks, that's I think it from myself. There's nothing else I can see there. But of course, I mean, why not end the show seeing this again? There we go. Daniel Booth says, best of luck for Saturday and smash our neighbours. Love that. Michael Hawks as well says, good luck on Saturday. Hopefully only team beginning with an R you win this month. He is a Reading fan, for those that are unsure what he means by that. Other than that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we shall see you next week. It probably will be next Thursday. Yeah, because there's no Tuesday game or anything like that even to cover. So hopefully you don't miss us. If you do feel a little bit down on Saturday night, you could just spin up YouTube, find the previous episodes, or reminisce some of the great shows of old. And do the same on your podcast. I mean, who wouldn't want to go back and watch last Saturday's show and see the Andy and Carl dance video at the start? If anything, it will make you laugh before you go to bed. Anyway, guys, take it easy. Until next time.